Hello gorgeous, welcome back to my channel. Hello if you're new. If you're new, it would mean so much if you click that subscribe button to join my YouTube family. I do post on my channel every single Tuesday and Thursday, but as you could tell, I am currently not ready, and today's video is gonna be just that. I'm gonna sit down and just get ready, do my go-to everyday makeup look when I am wearing makeup. I will link everything down below for you guys and won't go too much into specifics of each product because while getting ready, I really just wanted to sit down, do an update chit chat video. I did ask you guys over on my Instagram, which is just at NICOLETTAXO to ask me any question you have, and I feel like I haven't done one of these in a while and I definitely want to update you guys. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and clip back the front of my hair and we're gonna get started and get ready. Okay, so I went ahead, put my hair back, clipped back my hair, and before I jump into it, I did want to actually mention my foundation I've been using because I'm so in love with it. Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation. This is honestly almost out and I wanted to pick it up during the Sephora sale, but they are out of my shade. That would happen to me. It is super full coverage, does not budge, does not move. I got a sample of this and I fell in love, and I've never looked back since. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this all over my face, and let's just get into answering some of your questions and getting into the little update. I did get a question asking, did people treat you differently when you gained weight? And I really want to touch up on that question because a large part of my channel recently has been talking about my weight gain and my weight loss and everything that comes with that, talking about my weight gain experience and also going on to my weight loss. Short answer I would say is maybe a no, but there's definitely a longer answer to that. Basically, like many of us, I gained weight during the whole pandemic and all the lockdowns. I didn't really think at first it affected me, but I feel like obviously that was a huge change for a lot of us in our lives and it turned our lives upside down. I also went through a lot of changes in the year of 2020, some amazing life changes for myself personally, but also a lot of changes that were hard for me. Just a lot of things were happening, and to be honest, I've never been one that's like amazing and great at dealing with changes in my life, and I definitely had to learn that and learn how to know that it's okay for change and it's gonna happen. It's inevitable in life and you have to learn how to deal with it in a healthy way. Really don't have control of everything, and I really had to sit down and learn that. So like I said, in the lockdowns, the gyms were closed for so long in Toronto. It was on and off closed for so many times. Like I feel like almost a year and a half since 2022, the gyms were closed. I really got out of the habit of exercising, and with that, I was also eating unhealthy. So I was really dealing with unhealthy habits. I was also started to realize that I started coping a lot of the times with food. So if I was going through something emotional or I was stressed out, I would start to eat unhealthy food, and that just kind of became a habit. And I never really dealt with that kind of stuff before. With that, of course, I gained over 20 pounds during the whole pandemic. I didn't necessarily have people treat me differently in a sense, but half of that had to do with the fact that I wasn't really seeing people. And also I was covering up myself a lot. I wasn't seeing people because of the lockdowns. And also I felt really insecure with myself. And I just did not feel good mentally and physically. I do really want to stress that just because you gain weight doesn't mean that's like a bad thing, and it doesn't equate to necessarily like you're unhealthy. Someone that weighs more compared to someone that weighs less could be a lot more healthier than the person that weighs less. So you can't really equate weight all the time with health, because some people that are smaller aren't as healthy as people that weigh more. So that is one thing I do want to stress and put out there, because I do talk a lot about my weight gain and weight loss, and I don't want to kind of give that bad message, because your body is going to change throughout. You are going to gain weight, and that is completely natural, and that doesn't mean you're unhealthy at all, or it doesn't mean that you shouldn't love your body or anything like that. The problem with me was I wasn't just taking care of my body. So it wasn't because I was just, my body was going through changes and I was just gaining weight and it was just natural. I genuinely was not taking care of my body. I wasn't taking care of my mind. I was letting myself go in all ways, and it just really wasn't healthy. I think it's really important, and what I've learned is that you can't do that. You have to put effort and give yourself that love and time, care. You have to be able to do that for yourself, and it's okay. It doesn't mean you're selfish. You could still take time every single day or every single week and do something nice for yourself to feel good, because that's really important, that you're happy in the body that you are in and the mind that you are in. We always need to put effort and work into ourselves as well, and not like put ourselves in the back burner and everyone else in front, because you're going to just end up becoming very unhappy. But yeah, I was at a really low point as well. I had a lot of changes in my life, in the sense that a lot of people were coming out of my life and coming in and out, and I had to deal with that. And I'm a very loyal person. I like to have the same people in my life forever, and I really don't like change, but I had to learn that sometimes people are just not worth your energy, especially if they're just not doing anything to make you a happier, better person. They're not serving anything, or they're just kind of like toxic energies. It's okay to remove those people out of your life, and also just focus on the ones that have been there for you and give you joy and bring you happiness. That was something I had to learn within the last 2 years for sure, is that sometimes it's better to not have or not see toxic energy in your life, and it's okay to not have the same people in your life for the rest of your life if they're not bringing you any joy or happiness or bringing anything in your good in your life. I feel like I just got foundation on my hair. I feel like I'm all over the place. But going back to that, I know some people may have noticed my weight gain in real life, but a lot of the times, like I said, I was just so insecure with myself. I was covering up a lot. I was wearing sweatshirts and sweatpants, and a lot of that was because I wasn't feeling good with myself, but also because a lot of my clothes weren't fitting. And I did do a video trying on my old jeans, and then I actually just did a video retrying them on, and they now fit me. I'm just genuinely so happy, because I've never been better right now, and it doesn't have to do with just because I lost the weight. It's because I've been living a healthier life, and this is what I wanted. I wanted to make this into a lifestyle where it's not just a diet and I'm gonna gain all the weight back or go back to those unhealthy habits. I really wanted to focus on myself and work on my nutrition, work on getting my body moving for my mind and for my physical health. I will link those videos down below, but a lot of my clothes were not fitting me during that time period. It was a little bit hard to adjust to and get used to. And of course, being on social media, people do notice. So I did get some comments during that time of my weight gain, basically acknowledging that I gained weight and kind of giving me rude comments about it, and saying things like I was prettier before, or I should lose the weight, or I got so fat, and stuff like that. And especially when you're not at the right mindset, it's so hard to read things like that, especially when you're already so hard and you're being so judgmental on yourself. And that's why a lot of the times, if you're going through something, comments can be the last place you want to look at. And normally comments really didn't affect me, because I'm a pretty confident person in myself. But just during that time of 2020 to 2021 especially, I just was just not there in so many different ways. I just was getting affected by so many things that normally would not affect me. I did get some comments here and there that were pointing that out and just weren't said the nicest way, if you know what I mean. I do think, unfortunately, people do get treated differently depending on their size, which is really sad to think about, because no one should be judged based on their size. It's about the person. I do think we've come a long way in our society talking about weight and having that as a topic, but I do know that people are judged based on the way they look. It's really wrong, and it should be talked about. And I think that it's important to also realize that weight doesn't necessarily equate to health. Like I said, you could be a lot bigger and you could be the healthiest person ever and you're taking care of yourself. But you know, people also have different health issues. You don't know if someone's dealing with thyroid issues, or it has to do with genetics, or whatever the case may be. So things are not always in our control. And I think that's always important to keep in mind. I know people, when you gain weight, whether it is in your family, friends, or just people that know you, definitely say those comments, which can be really hurtful. But I'm lucky enough that I have a really close support system that were really supportive of me and would never judge me based on my weight. So I definitely was lucky in that, but I had to work through a lot of stuff mentally and physically. And I think you might be able to tell on my channel because there were times when I was like really okay and I was happy, and then there were times that I was kind of like pouring out my heart and I was emotional. And that was really hard to like film during that time because I was so up and down. Like some days were a lot better, and then other days I would be really hard on myself. And when I was leading this more unhealthy lifestyle that I was used to, it was really even affecting me mentally. And that's really why I knew I needed a change. I knew that it was because of the foods I was eating and not getting movement. That's really important and something that we can all do to just take care of ourselves for our health and for our future. And to know that it's important to do those things for yourself, and not necessarily due to vanity reasons just because the way you look, but you want to live a healthier, longer life, of course, and you don't want to feel crappy in your body every single day, not just because of you gaining weight, but I felt crappy because of the things I was eating. It was giving me tummy aches. I was feeling joint pain. I was feeling out of breath all the time, low energy, and I wanted that to change, and I was not happy with that. And I knew that it was time for me to put myself first and put my physical health and mental health first. So that is why in the year of 2022, I have changed so much drastically and changed my lifestyle, and now it has become like second nature. And of course, I've been sharing a lot of videos on it and kind of documenting the things that have been working and sticking with me. And I'm just hoping it could be helpful for anyone else to know, even if you're not really looking to lose weight. I don't think that you need to necessarily lose weight, just to do things like eating healthier and moving your body for your health, for your future, and for the physical aspects and the mental aspects as well. So that was a really long answer, and I'm just going ahead right now and baking. Does anyone even bake anymore? To be honest, I'm so out of the makeup game. It's insane. I barely bought makeup within the last like 3 years, I feel like. So I've only recently been getting back into learning what the new things are. Let me know what your favorite makeup products are from Sephora and the drugstore, because I need your suggestions because I really don't know what's going on in the makeup world. I'm definitely no beauty guru, as you can tell already, and I'm just not the best at makeup. You know, your girl tries. I knew that this time was definitely different because I wasn't going into with an unrealistic plan. I wanted something that was going to stick with me for the rest of my life, and not just for a season or a couple months. I really just didn't want to go back to what I was doing because it just was not making me feel good at all. Now I'm gonna move on to the eyes. So I've been using the e.l.f. Electric Mood Tiana Major 9 palette. This is the palette I've been using every day. I really just use this one color and I just throw it on my crease and I'm good to go. Nothing crazy, but this is like a really pigmented, good palette from the drugstore. I really like e.l.f. because it's so affordable, but some of their products are really good. So on my Instagram, I did get a ton of questions about my wedding, giving updates about it. So now I wanted to move on to that because a lot of stuff has been happening and I really haven't updated you guys at all about what's been going on. And one thing I learned throughout this wedding process is I am definitely no planner, that's for sure. Far from it. I am excited for when the days actually come so I can enjoy the moment, but I hate the process. Is anyone else like me? Because it stresses me out, and just having to juggle like having a job, taking care of household tasks, also trying to take care of yourself physically and work out, and then also trying to plan weddings, and then trying to plan a honeymoon, and then I also have help my grandparents every single week and do stuff for them, and it's just a whole juggling act, and it's just an extra thing that is just a lot to deal with. So kudos to wedding planners, or just planners in general. I don't know how you do it. One thing I'm super excited about and I have an update on is I officially have my wedding dress in my possession. It is here. It came actually a little early. I was supposed to get it in the month of April, but it came at the end of March. The week I was supposed to go for my bridesmaid dresses, my wedding dress ended up coming, so I was able to try it on in front of my bridesmaids and my mom and dad, and I absolutely loved it. I was a little bit nervous because when I did try on my wedding dress, I had to order it in November of 2021. And that was when I was still going through ebbs and flow of just feeling my lowest. I gained over 20 pounds. When I bought that dress, I was kind of nervous that now I would have kind of regretted it because I was kind of at my lowest. I wasn't really confident, but I love it. And also I have to blame TikTok because I'm on Bride Talk. It shows you all of people's wedding dresses, and then it makes you second guess, like, oh, I should have got this style, this style, this style. But I'm happy to say that I really liked it and I felt really good in it, and I'm super excited for you guys to see it on the day. And we also picked out my bridesmaids dresses, which I'm super excited about. They're a light blue, like pastel muted blue. I really love the pastel colors, and I love the dress. It has like little slits on the side and also a slit going down the leg. It's a little bit more sexier, but I wanted to find something that potentially they can maybe wear after the wedding and not something super just looks like a typical bridesmaid dress. It has like a lower V neckline, and I'm super excited for you guys to see it. So we ordered that. My veil is ordered as well. It should be coming in any month now, so I'm so excited to get that. Hopefully it comes on time. And my fiance also finished getting his suit and shoes, and I got my wedding shoes. I think that's the wedding shoes I'm going for. There's still a lot to do when it comes to actual planning of the wedding, but I'm so excited to have finished all of that. Because of COVID, obviously I couldn't plan my wedding right away, and a lot of people's weddings kept getting canceled and pushed. So I really had a longer engagement than I would have if there was no pandemic, of course. But I'm happy finally to move on and start to get the process going. My wedding is definitely just going to be something small. You guys will see when it comes, but I wanted to just do something small after the whole pandemic. It's just, I don't know, a lot of things have changed when it comes to that, and we're still dealing with the pandemic here in Canada and around the world, of course. So you just never know. Life is just obviously not certain. That is one thing I learned within the last couple of years. So I just wanted to do something really small and really intimate, and I'm really excited because actually in June I'm going for my bachelorette party, so that's super exciting. So I've been getting little bachelorette gifts for my bridesmaids, which I think I'll share with you guys when everything's here right before the bachelorette. So after my bachelorette, I already have it. I'll post that video so you guys can see because I'm super excited for that. Yeah, my fiance and I are just really excited to take this next step, be able to be officially married. Been living in this house now for over a year. It was finished in the end of 2020 being built, so we've been living here for a while, and we're just so excited for the next step and to make this our little family home. But that is definitely the updates when it comes to the weddings. It will be coming sooner than later, so stay tuned. Make sure you're following my Instagram because I'm definitely going to be posting on there first. Yeah, so it's going to be over my Instagram first, and I think you guys are going to be really surprised, so make sure you guys are following me on there. But I cannot do my eyes on camera. Your girl is not that talented. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my eyeliner and my mascara off camera. And I also like to bring my eyeshadow down on the lower lash line. But if you guys are wondering, for my eyeliner, I just use the L'Oreal Matte Signature Liquid Eyeliner. I just honestly pick random liquid liner. Tell me which liquid liner you like, or like felt pen. I like that type. I definitely need a new one. But I've been actually loving this e.l.f. Big Mood mascara. It's affordable. It just gives you that volume. And this is the mascara I've been wearing for months now. So if you were ever wondering what mascara I was wearing in my eyes, it is this bad boy. But like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and add this, and then I will follow up with the rest of my face with you guys and talk and answer a couple more questions. As you can see, I just finished my mascara and my eyeliner off camera, and now I'm just gonna go ahead and finish my face. Now I'm gonna move on. So I got a question asking, what are the rudest brands / partnerships you've had to deal with? So being a YouTuber now for, I feel like almost 10 years, which is mind-blowing, I definitely have had some experiences when it comes to certain brands and even some people. I've had a lot of great experiences, but I have had a few situations that just weren't the greatest. When I first started YouTube like almost 10 years ago, it was very different, and a lot of the times there wasn't information online to understand the business side of YouTube and how to make this into a business and what to do and how to deal with that. So I really had to learn along the way, and I learned definitely a lot of the times there's a ton of brands that will just try and take advantage of creators on social media. They try to get you to do things for free and just try and get whatever they can out of you, because they know that, you know, a lot of us are just people from home and we didn't really have any experience in the business world, and so they kind of took that to their advantage. And so I've definitely been someone that's gone and taken advantage in that aspect a lot, especially near the beginning. Was used a lot without really realizing, because I was just so excited and new to this whole YouTube world. There was one brand in particular that I started with when they were like the tiniest brand ever. No one knew about them, and right now they actually have become more like worldwide. The brand's just like popped off, and I was with them when they were just a little startup company. They pretty much like threw me to the trash and didn't want to pay me my deserved rate, even though I was bringing them thousands and thousands of customers. And it just kind of was upsetting, because I was with them from the beginning and just seeing how fast they couldn't care less and just like threw me to the curb really just showed me how some people really just don't care, and businesses are really there to fend for themselves. So if this is something that you're doing as your career, to also make sure that you're putting yourself first, because businesses will have no shame to do that for themselves. So that is one thing I definitely learned. But I'd say the rudest encounter is there was this one brand I was supposed to work with, and it was kind of, I guess, like a wellness brand. They sent me their product and I tried it, and I was gonna do a sponsorship where I incorporated it into a morning routine. And this was like a few years back now, and I was super excited, and basically I made them the content in the video, and I did everything that they wanted me to do. They were trying to get me to post the content so that for free, and then they just wouldn't pay me. So they basically were not paying me for my work. So what I ended up doing is, I think I ended up just taking the video all down, or I removed the part with their product in it, because they wanted to get away with me just having it on my channel and not paying me for my sponsorship. So I ended up taking it down, of course, because they were trying to scam me. So upset, because this company was trying to scam me essentially and trying to get free promo, and it was just really shady what they did, and I've never at that point had to deal with that before. The craziest part is this brand, this company, and this person in particular that I was dealing with was like harassing me every single day via email. She kept emailing me every single day trying to rework with me and sending these crazy emails, and I explained to her, like, why are you trying to reach out to me? You just scammed me. And it was really odd, and I would get these emails every single day. I would even block her, and I'd get an email from another email account that was her. I wouldn't answer. She would get really angry, and this was going on for literal months. And I never had a brand do that in my entire life. And I finally, after months and months of this, she finally stopped emailing me. I feel like I probably blocked her on every single account that she had, so she really probably couldn't email me anymore. But I thought that was the most bizarre thing, that this brand was working with me. My content went up, they didn't pay me, and then she started emailing me asking me if I wanted to do a sponsorship with their company. It was like she forgot that she just scammed me. I'm assuming they scammed so many people that this brand forgot they scammed me, so they kept reaching out to work with me again. And then when I would tell her, you scammed me, then she would start being really rude and send nasty emails. Honestly, I probably still have the emails on my phone. I remember I screenshotted a lot to have on my record, and she was just really rude, like swearing and saying profanities. And then eventually she just stopped emailing her. I had to keep basically ignoring her, and when I would ignore her, she would get really angry and send me more emails. But eventually I just kept blocking all her accounts, and then I've never heard from her since, and it's been a few years now. I don't know what the heck that was at all. No idea what that was. That was the worst experience. And now that we're on the topic of rude experiences, I have rude experiences with people. Back when I first started YouTube, I was really more involved in the YouTube scene. I really wanted to meet like YouTube friends or people doing the same thing. So it's always nice to like have friends in the same field so that you could talk about it, you can relate with each other, you could just have someone so it's like more fun, you know, just like you have a coworker. So I used to go to a lot of YouTube events, and it was just my way of trying to meet people, and I met some really amazing people, but there definitely were those people that thought they were so good and they were just better than everyone, and just the number and the fame went to their head. And those were the worst people, of course. And I feel like it's not just in YouTube. You can find this really in any career. Like there's always those people that think they're better than other people based on their position. Maybe they're getting paid a lot more, but it is no different in the YouTube space, that's for sure. And I feel like one of the worst experiences was with this guy, and all I'll say is he is in the fitness industry, or the fitness genre, I'll say, of YouTube. And when I met him, he definitely had like this cocky personality. I remember I introduced myself, and I remember like it was yesterday. I guess at the time my channel was kind of at its peak. It was really starting to grow. I did a lot of like these life hack videos that were taking off. So I guess in his eyes, I was up to par with him, so he could talk to me, and he was like nice to me, but I could tell that it wasn't like a genuine niceness. And then I had other friends there that were just starting off YouTube, and so their channel was of course small, and so because of that he wanted nothing to do with them. The first question he would ask is asking how many followers you have and asking about basically your numbers, and if he didn't like the number you had, he was really rude and was like kind of like, don't talk to me, like I want nothing to do with you, and would like walk away and be rude to the person. And he did that to some of my friends, and my friends definitely noticed. I noticed because I was there, and it was just so crazy to see how he treated people just because of what number they said they had. And he was just so obnoxious and rude. And I remember we exchanged numbers with everyone at this event, and he really tried to like keep up with me and message me after, but I just blocked him and wanted nothing to do with him because he's just not a nice person. And it's crazy because he's a pretty big person in the fitness world. That always turns me off when someone thinks they're better than someone just based on numbers they have online. And that is just so silly because that means nothing. It doesn't mean you're a good person. It doesn't mean you are any different, and you shouldn't treat people poorly based on their numbers. To me, that was probably the worst experiences with the brand, and as well as with a YouTuber. But definitely when it comes to the brand side, I'm really passionate now and just like brands not taking advantage of creators, because I've dealt with that so much. And a lot of the times brands try to get away with just giving you free product, wanting like content, and they know very well that if they were to do content on like the TV or like with a big company, they would have to pay so much money. So they really try and take advantage of social media, I find a lot of brands, because they know that it's run a lot of the times by just individuals at home, and they don't really know because they're starting off. And of course you don't really know much at the beginning, and social media and the internet is so new still. Even though it's been going on for a little bit now, it's still very new compared to traditional like media sources like TV. Just keep in mind with that, because there's a lot of brands that will just see you as a number, and if your like channel is not doing as well at a certain time, or they'll like basically throw you out like you're trash pretty much. I guess that's just kind of what comes with business, and I've learned that, and it was just a culture shock, I feel, for me, because before YouTube I was in the mental health field, and I was more in that field and not just necessarily anything to do with business or advertisement. And let's just say some people in business can be ruthless. So I'm just going to finish off with my liquid lip. I have a Makeup Forever liquid lip, but I've been loving the e.l.f. Electric Mood lip gloss. This is so good if you just want that sheen, and it just gives you that perfect lip gloss shine. It has also like an iridescent sparkle, which I love. I don't know, I've lately been loving lip gloss again. That just reminds me of my childhood. Basically, do not let people take advantage of you, whether they're a person, a company, whatever the case is. Just know your worth, know you're valuable. That is all for my makeup. This is definitely my everyday makeup look when I wear makeup, which usually is like never. But when I'm wearing makeup, to film or do something in the day, this is always the stuff I use. Very simple, very basic, definitely no makeup guru, but I will link everything I did mention down below if you guys are curious, because these definitely are my staples. I hope you guys enjoyed this chit chat video. I know it was a little bit all over the place and I chatted for a long time because your girl likes to talk, but I love sitting down and kind of talking to you guys like I would talk to my friends and kind of update you guys in my life, because my life has just been so crazy busy lately with all the wedding planning and just trying to figure everything out. Don't forget to click that subscribe button. I do post every single Tuesday and Thursday. And that being said, I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!